Hello, I'm Lloyd Robertson. Like so many Canadians, my own family history has been touched by two highly visible markers of the Canadian landscape: the railways that span our land and the YMCA centres that grew alongside them. With a national dream to connect the country from sea to sea, the railway was a powerful, if controversial, modernizing force of early Canada, bringing migration, commerce, and opportunity to once remote areas. By 1885, the completion of the Canadian Pacific Rail Line was widely regarded as a collective national achievement, critical in unifying the country. The railway network represented the largest industrial activity of its time, and the need for a labor force to build, operate, support, and maintain those steam engines created a social challenge. Rail yards and repair shops were typically located on enormous properties in remote locations, with few or no nearby services. The men working on the trains regularly traveled long distances, living part-time on the trains and part-time in locations along their routes. Family life was challenging for these employees as they contended with low pay, income-robbing illnesses, workplace accidents, and job insecurity. It was the YMCA that stepped in, which provided a vital lifeline of support for this new and underserved working-class population. In the late 1870s, YMCAs in Quebec and Ontario started by organizing rooms in railway stations for reading and Bible meetings. Specialized services like first aid endeared workers to the Y by acknowledging their hazardous working conditions. A large focus was placed on encouraging sports activity and physical health. As the Labour Gazette wrote, "The physical health was as important as moral health in the social work of the railways." In 1897, Canada's first dedicated railway YMCA opened in Toronto, in cooperation with the Grand Trunk Railway, which donated the building. A home away from home, providing housing, baths, restaurants, small gyms, and outdoor spaces for physical recreation. YMCA staff and volunteers also offered alternative pastimes to keep young men positively engaged. Soon, railway YMCAs were opened across the country. As one BC railroad company declared, "The YMCA made lambs out of the wild men of Revelstoke." In partnering with the rail companies, the YMCA was able to offer services to people and to communities it otherwise likely would not have reached. It wasn't always an easy relationship, though. Labor strife could put the YMCA in the middle of the dispute. The YMCA would be at odds with railway leadership if it sided with the workers, and vice versa if it was seen supporting the rail company. At their height, there were 28 railway YMCAs across Canada, many of them with their own buildings. They became involved in the local communities, offering an array of programming similar to what the Y offered in larger urban centers. They organized summer camps and aquatic and athletic meets for children and teens, sponsored numerous sports teams in the interwar years, and offered language classes and first aid lessons. The first railway Ys opened their doors in the 1890s, but as the rail technology changed and the workforce made advancements, the need for that community support wasn't as urgent. The YMCA's ambitions and activities were historic in supporting the growth and expansion of Canada's formative years. The railway Ys were a unique response to workers who were underserved at the dawn of Canadian industrialization. Today, YMCA member associations continue that tradition of identifying and delivering vital community services addressing some of Canada's most pressing issues: chronic disease, unemployment, early childhood education, social isolation, inequality, and more. While the world has changed since the time of the railway Ys, one thing remains certain: the YMCA is, and always will be, dedicated to building healthy communities.